Seriously, they were just out here to try and help anybody who needs help, to show our love for them.
You shine on me, and out of the darkness, you brought me into your glorious light, saved from the death I was facing, rejoicing in the future, hope that is mine.
Vision of the Street Pastors is really to take the love of Jesus out onto the streets and to show people that love in practical ways. So it's partly about being a prayerful presence on the streets, it's partly about being a practical help to people, and it's partly about what in the church we'd call pastoral care, really, just hearing people's problems, listening to them, giving them that space to unburden themselves, and if you can, of course, being of some help.
When Jesus was here, he actually was out on the street. He was mixing with prostitutes and the low life, wasn't he?
Out here, I'm actually for 6 hours on a night doing what I thought I would do as a minister, and it's wonderful. I don't have to deal with any church jargon. Most of the people I deal with are not believers, and that's wonderfully refreshing.
I mean, really simply, we get a lot of people who are vulnerable, and we don't have the time to sit and look after them, and the street pastors do, and do a very good job.
A couple of friends out for the night, and one of them's obviously had a little bit too much to drink, feeling sick, wants to get home, but really needs to be sat with and looked after until she's in a condition to get home. It's not a huge part of the night, but we generally will find that once or twice an evening we spend some time with someone in that condition. Yeah.
One particular girl wanted to talk to me about her gran that had recently died, and I was able to just spend time with her and talk to her about it in an environment that you would never think that you could talk to someone about death.
Little old gentleman basically left his home with thousands of pounds in his pocket, and we found him on the street just here, and basically they took him home, and that's it to the town centre that night, definitely.
Young people who've had too much to drink, whose friends have perhaps abandoned them, and they've got no way of getting home, or they don't know where home is hardly. And we do our best to help them.
Typically on a Friday night, it might be just the guy that wants to discuss the Darwin's evolution, right the way through to the young girl that's had a huge fight with her boyfriend, and she's kneeling down in a shop doorway in tears with no money to get home and in a complete mess.
I used to be in these streets having a good time on a Friday and Saturday night with my friends, so I know what these people are going through.
You'd love to be able to sort of sort them out, straighten them out, but at the end of the day, that's the way they want to live.
Most of them are having a good time, but there's a few out here with some issues. They try and blot out reality by getting completely out of their heads. Sometimes even if they're coming out for a good night, it goes wrong, and it's not always a nice place to be when things go wrong here, so we're here to help, really.
Number one is to make them feel like human beings, because most people just walk past them, and so actually just sitting down next to them and talking to them as if they're a human.
It's nice to have a chat with somebody, because I haven't got nobody to chat to for the night, and if I did have any problems I could come and chat to him. And
he's a great guy, and he just to spend the time with him, it sometimes is enough to just affirm him as being a decent bloke.
All we can do is pray, really, and which is what we tend to do while we're chatting to them, and hope that their lives in some way get turned round.
These people really are the church, and it's not a building, and that these people really do care and want to show the love of the Lord Jesus to me in a way that I wouldn't normally experience.
I think one of the most important things that we do is to be able to bring a little bit of love to the streets. And our presence just makes that tiny bit of difference.